So a huge storm just rolled through, and I'm glad Andrew gave me a call. I wasn't home, and he called me and asked me if I'd seen the radar. I didn't know there was a chance of a storm, so right when I look at the radar, the National Weather Service alarm pops up on my phone for a tornado warning and huge storm rolling through. So I come flying home. My truck, I come up here, put it in four-wheel drive park, grab a come along, lash off that corner or that side. I already had this Mini tied off and the skid steer down below on the opposite side. I already had that lashed off, but they were calling for like 80-mile-an-hour winds of, you know, a possible tornado. So I was pretty scared I was gonna lose my house. I'm so close to setting it down on the new foundation. I just poured the walls 2 days ago, so I gotta wait 5 more days before I can set it down. But this storm kind of popped up out of nowhere, so it had me pretty worried. Got the tractor over here. I was running out of heavy things to tie it down to. The chicken made it. So these are the heaviest things I had, so I tied off this side. And then I was down there during the storm, and can't really see it, but I got 4 I-beams, and I was putting more. I already had 4 of them, but I was putting 4-bys in between the floor joists and lagging them to the floor joists and then lashing that 4-by to the beams, because all my straps are strapped to the beam. So I wanted the beams to lock to the house, to the floor joist. So I'm glad everything held up. It looks like it's, I don't know if it's done yet. The sky looks pretty dark over there. There's a skid steer down there. Got 2 ratchet straps. Yeah, I was down there holding on. I could see the, you know, the ratchet straps were fluttering. The house was a little shaky. But I am glad that there was no damage. I can't wait to set this thing down. All right, welcome back to anyone that's been following along on my house build. And if you haven't been following along, I'm putting an addition on my little house. And while I was at it, I decided to put a full basement underneath the existing house. That was just a crawl space before. So I had to lift up the house. I had to build my ICF foundation walls, and I just finished pouring the concrete a little over a week ago. And now it's finally time to set the house back down on the new walls. So I wanted to wait a little over 7 days to make sure the concrete sets up the way it's supposed to before I put any weight on it. So the house is still floating. I need to come down about 10.5 inches to set it back down. So I'm excited to finally get this thing set down. It's going to be a huge weight off my shoulders before we get any more storms or anything happens. This thing's still floating. It's been up on stilts for probably a little over a month now. So it's basically ready to set back down. The only thing I have to do is drill new holes in my sill plate for these anchor bolts. I wet set when we poured the walls, and it sounds easy enough. I'm just going to eyeball from underneath with a 90-degree drill and pop a little bit oversized hole so I have room to play. Unfortunately, it's moved. The whole house has moved, believe it or not, quite a bit since I've lifted it up between wind storms and me ratcheting it down, and then just from lifting it, it shifted slightly. So I'm going to try to get the house in line back with the foundation where it has to be lowered, and then if it's perfectly in line or close enough, then I can just eyeball up to drill my sill plate holes. Other than that, I would have to measure really well, and then I would still have to get it to that spot. So I'm going to try to shift the house where it's got to be first. I think I got it close enough. It's not as wide as the hole. You just center it.
All the way out to the end. Oh, it's supposed to turn it off.
Alright, hold on, do we gotta go over the bolts? Or yeah, just do that. Why don't you just do that?
Oh, let's oh,
Easy.
split that one. Buying a guy's stove. That's what I'm saying. Are you worried about having no support where there used to be support?
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Did you shoot this with the laser?
Yeah, it's close enough.
What did it say?
This corner is actually low still.
Interesting.
Good thing it got humped up. About a ½ inch low right here.
Is that, you're just gonna put another layer of,
No, it's good.
and let another layer of foam down?
No.
Shim it a little? Did you get some concrete out of the ladder? Yeah.
All right, are we ready to set this thing down? Without dropping it, it can only go so far, so. I think he had it set up back here, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy, that took some weight.
Ooh. Alright, this next lift I'm gonna have to delete on some blockage here. Taking weight again. Going up.
He's not ready to go.
Alright, we'll wait. Oh boy, what the heck, bud? What are you doing? What are you doing down there? You got hot feet? Your feet are, you got muddy shoes on. Oh. Goofball. Labs.
Yeah, I mean, I can get one here too. I just, I'm not that close yet. So are we ready to come down an inch?
No,
I gotta go up.
up an inch.
Get set up to come down an inch. Come down an inch.
We got, oh, hold on.
Hold on.
I'm not even close.
What have you been doing over there?
I thought they were still going up.
He's been jacking on the wrong thing here.
I gotta take more.
You said we're waiting on Brian.
I've been.
You gotta wait on me for a minute here.
That's more than an inch. Are you sure?
That's an inch.
Yeah.
You had to go up to go down.
All right, ready to come down?
No.
Yep.
Ready? Ready?
Alright,
Coming
down.
down. Steady, ready? And an inch feels like a long way.
Sure does.
All right, I'm gonna have to do some serious.
All right, that one's good. Those look good, Kevin. I think I got them.
These are. Go over a little bit, but.
We're having a hard time aligning with my anchor bolts because the house moves so much when we lift it up. So we're lower on this side of the house to get started. So it's gonna kind of teeter down. We're gonna go like that, and then that side will probably be last. It seems to be working. Come down an inch.
He's still higher than me.
All right, are you set down? You ready to come down an inch?
I'm ready.
All right, come down an inch slow. No, not you if you're higher.
He's actually lower.
That's what I meant, lower. I think we're started.
Yeah, we are. Gotta hit the
one over. Hey, Kevin, can you hand me the hammer on this
Gotta
plywood?
tweak the house a little bit.
Coming down slow!
Oh, it's in the hole.
Oh! Alright, not all the way. Give it an inch between the beams.
The eagle has landed.
What? Are you relieved?
Yes. I feel so much better. I think this is yours.
Did that feel better than a good poop or what?
I won't have to poop for a week.
You're going to be constipated after that.
So we're finally set down on the new basement walls. It feels really good to finally get this step done. After the house was floating for over a month, it felt really nice to finally get this thing down, setting down on its new foundation. So I feel a lot better about that. It went pretty well. It's a little tricky lining those anchor bolts up, but we got them all. And I don't know if I mentioned, I did wait. It was like a full 10 days since after I poured the concrete walls. It was like 10 days before we set the house back down. So I feel fine about that. I think that was enough time to let the concrete cure. Also, in the last video pouring the walls, if anybody's still watching here, a ton of people commented. I was amazed on how many people commented on they were worried that I didn't vibrate the walls while I was pouring. And we did vibrate the walls. Every lift we went around, my cousin was helping me. He had a vibrator strapped to his back all day. I guess for some reason, all of the video clips just happened to miss him going around vibrating, but I promise we vibrated every lift. If you watch the time lapse after the drone footage, you can see him in a bright orange high-vis shirt. After I went around with the pump truck, he went around behind me, and there was a couple of small clips of him in the background with it. But yeah, for some reason, all of the videos missed him vibrating the walls. But yes, we did do that. So many people were worried about it, I guess, but I think it'll be all right. So the next step here before I move on is to get rid of all my shoring. And I have all these beams welded together, so I haven't really thought about, it's gonna be a little bit of work to get all this down and out of the way. So I got all that shoring out of the way, nice and open down here now. I am going to be using 2 of those beams I had used for the shoring for my center beam line running in the addition part of the basement, but I'm not ready for those yet, so I just wanted to get them out of here for now. The only thing left to do for this project is to get my nuts and washers on my anchor bolts. Shush. All right, that's gonna do it for this video. The house setting and anchoring down, cleaning up down here. The next project I wanna get done is the backfilling, the waterproofing and the backfilling of the foundation around this existing house. I'm gonna wait to backfill around the addition until my floor's on. So I'm just gonna do the existing house for now because I'm sick of every time it rains, dirt keeps falling in my hole. So I want to get that waterproofed, backfilled with some drainage stone, and then we'll go from there. Probably the concrete floor in the basement would be after that. So thanks for watching.